Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 21st of February 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. As always, this afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down at 0.7% today to 7,608 points, led lower by consumer staples stocks, particularly Woolies, while the tech sector, particularly Wisetech Global, was the best performer. Plenty of corporate action and results going on. The big miners fell sharply today on the back of lower iron ore prices. Telstra was down 1.5%, while Commonwealth Bank was off 2%. Story number 2, I mentioned plenty of corporate news around. There sure is. The boss of Woolies, Brad Banducci, has stepped down, retired as he put it, just days after storming out of an interview with ABC's Four Corners. The announcement came as a surprise to the market. Now, Woolies announced a net loss of $781 million today, thanks to a $1.7 billion write-down in the New Zealand business. Corporate Travel Management's share price tumbled 20% today after the group missed half-year earnings forecasts and lowered expectations for the full year. The slowdown in the economy and a stagnant contract with the UK government were blamed. That 20% drop was the worst of the top 200 today. And a French building materials producer is exploring a potential acquisition of CSR, according to a report on Bloomberg. The two companies have held initial talks and are working with advisors to reach a deal. CSR's share price jumped 17% on that news. Story number 3, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has dampened speculation that there might be an election later this year, saying he supported 4-year terms and announcing the 2025 budget will be brought forward to March. The significance of the budget being brought forward is that it would then allow the government to outline its fiscal plans and then call an election, which seems to be the current intention of Labor. A poll must be held by the end of May next year, and with a minimum 33-day campaign, an early May budget isn't possible. Mr Albanese also lamented the fact that the federal government's term is only 3 years. All state governments have 4-year terms. Bob Hawke actually held referendum for 4-year terms back in 1988. It was soundly defeated with just 33% nationwide support. Not one state voted for it. Story number 4, National Australia Bank's cash earnings fell 17% during the December quarter, with a big jump in overdue mortgage repayments. Cash earnings totaled $1.8 billion as the economy slowed, though outgoing Chief Executive Officer Ross McEwen said the result is sound and the bank is showing good momentum. NAB said its net interest rate margins rose slightly and the bottom line was hit by a higher effective tax rate. And story number 5, Wisetech Global's share price jumped 11% today, hitting a new all-time high after the freight software company announced a better-than-expected half-year profit. Wisetech's share price is up more than 50% since its low in early November. Back then, it said a bunch of acquisitions would hurt profit margins. Today, Wisetech said it expects margins to improve in the second half, and it has signed new contracts with 3 large global freight forwarders. One of the interesting facts out of today was the response from analysts who said the Houthi attacks in the Red Sea means commercial trips have to reroute. That's good business for Wisetech because it tracks individual pieces of cargo on those journeys. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 21st of February, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X and Facebook, TikTok as well nowadays. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.